Welcome back. It's been a little bit of time since I've been vlogging. It's been a couple of weeks, but they have been some busy weeks. So I'm back. I'm here. I'm wearing a Stitch sweatshirt, or I guess, okay, is this a sweatshirt if it doesn't have a hood? Is it like called a crew neck, but it's a sweatshirt, right? It's not a hoodie. I don't know. It's like nice and sunny outside. It's a little chilly. I think it's like 45 or 50, but it's sunny AF. So I'm gonna go for a walk today and I am hella stoked. Yesterday was Easter. So we had my brother and his girlfriend over and we just had a lot of fun. We played some games. I made a carrot cake that was just utterly hideous, but it tasted really good. There was like some mishaps with the frosting. You know when you're like piping and the tip falls out and it just like splooges everywhere? That's a disgusting word, but that happened. So my cake was absolutely hideous, but it was delicious. We did some Easter eggs. We like dyed some eggs. Yeah, it was a really fun time. The past few weeks I've been covering for my coworker at work, so she's finally back today. We just had our sync, so I can kind of like take a step back and, you know, vlog again and like do other things and then work. Yeah, so that's kind of what I've been up to the past few weeks. I'm gonna do a weekly vlog this week. It is Monday, April 10th. It is 11:04 in the morning. I've had my coffee, obviously. We have a lot of stuff to do today, so I have some things for work that I need to get done. I also need to edit and post a vlog from several weeks ago. I haven't been able to do that. I need to like clean after the post-Easter mess, the dishes. You know, there's eggs everywhere, like egg dyeing stuff everywhere, not actual eggs. I also have 3 books. No, wait, I think I already reviewed you on this one. I did at the last vlog, so if you missed that, you can watch the last vlog, the sanatorium. So then I actually have 2 books. No, you know what? It's 3 because I just finished my other book. Let me go get it. Hold on. Okay, I'm back and there are 3 books. So yes, so we're gonna go through all 3 of them now. So grab your coffee, grab your tea, get comfy. We're gonna go. Okay, I'm back and there are 3 books. So yes, so we're gonna go through all 3 of them now. So grab your coffee, grab your tea, get comfy. We're gonna go. So the first one I want to talk about is this one here. It's Stuart Turton, The Devil and the Dark Water. He is the author of The 7.5 Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle. So if you've read that book, you probably will have seen it. It was a pretty popular book a little bit ago. Overall, I would give it like a 4, 4.5 out of 5. I thought it was a really great book. I like this author. I think that he takes time world building. He takes time introducing his characters. He doesn't drag too much. I think sometimes when you talk about like emotions or feelings or things like that, that can kind of drag a little bit. So he does a good job of sort of setting the scene without dragging. I'll give you a quick summary. A cast of characters, some of them good, some of them bad. They are on a boat sailing for Amsterdam and these mysterious things keep happening around them. And we're trying to figure out why, we're trying to figure out what's going on. There's a supernatural element to it. You know, is it like a demon? Like what's happening here? There's a good amount of like storytelling and also like suspense. So there's a good kind of combination of that. It fooled me. I wasn't able to figure out what happened. There was some sneaking suspicions, but I wasn't, it was one of those whodunits that the whole way you're like, well, it could be this person, it could be that person. Like, you know, it was hard to predict, I think, which I thought was really good. I think it's well written. He has a very, I think you can tell that it's like a very intelligent style of writing. So it's almost like when he writes, you can appreciate his writing for the way that he writes, if that makes any sense. And so there's this element of, because this book is kind of a little bit of a suspense, there's this element of like tension. And there's like, he keeps it going, right? He explains things that are happening, you follow the different characters around, but it's also not, it doesn't really get dull. Overall, I thought it was a great read. I really enjoyed it. I'm looking forward to more of his books. In terms of cons, I think, and it's not necessarily a con, but it is sometimes hard to get into his books because it's almost like when he writes, you have to be fully present and you can't really read tired, distracted, things like that. You kind of have to be present in the book. Also, it does take a little bit of time to kind of get into the world. I would say like the first probably like quarter to a third of the book, it's good, but you're kind of like, what's happening? Like, who is this person? Who is that person? Etc, etc. There's a lot of characters, and so sometimes it's hard to kind of understand who's who. He does a list of cast members in the book, you know, who the characters essentially. There's also a map of the book. This is a library book, so I can't take this off, but there's a kind of a map of the ship, and kind of there's a lot of like talking about like, you know, this deck here, the poop deck, the helm, yada yada, and I have no knowledge of ships or seaworthiness or whatever, so it was nice to have that diagram. I loved that book, thought it was great, can't wait to read more. The next book, The Saints of Swallow Hill, it's by Donna Everhart. There you go. I would rate it like a 3.5. I got this book after I read Where the Crawdads Sing. It's kind of a historical fiction in a similar tone in like the Everglades. It's not in the Everglades, but it's like down south. There's a lot of commentary on skin color, so like blacks and whites and kind of segregation and things like that. There's I would say it's kind of it's not necessarily a main plot point, but it's definitely a subplot. I didn't like this one quite as much as I liked Where the Crawdads Sing. This book in general was an entertaining read. You kind of get to love the characters. There's two main characters, Dell and Raylyn, and you kind of get to love them, and you really feel their motivations and their desires and things like that. And essentially they meet at it's called Swallow Hill, which is it's like a turpentine farm. Turpentine. I don't know if that's the right word. It's not like farm, but it's like a turpentine harvesting area. They go there and they start working there. They end up meeting there, and it kind of walks through, number one, where the characters start separate lives, kind of what leads them to come to Swallow Hill. And then they're there, kind of talks through some of the struggles that they have there, the friends that they meet, the enemies that they make, and then kind of goes into their lives after. I think in terms of like setting the scene, she does a really great job. Like I could definitely feel what the camp looked like. I could understand what it, like the working conditions of the turpentine harvesters. What is turpentine even used for? Like I'm actually curious. The whole time I'm reading this book, I'm like, what are you? It was something to do with the end of the book, like her little acknowledgement note. She said something about how it was used to like make ships seaworthy or something. Hello, it's currently Thursday, and I was editing this footage, and for some reason the rest of my footage just got deleted from the book reviews, so here I am doing it again. For continuity, I'm wearing my stitch sweatshirt crew neck thing. Who knows what it's called. Anyways, still haven't figured it out. Here we are, Thursday on. So just continuing with the Saints of Swallow Hill. The pros, I like the way that she told the story, she set the scene. I feel like she did that really well. It's definitely a commentary on the way that Black people were treated, and I think a commentary on the way that Black people and people of color are still treated. She did a really great job of describing some of the hate that the people of color received that the white workers didn't, and the discrepancies in their lives, some of the things that they faced, you know, and I think that's a really important vein to have in historical fiction because it doesn't sugarcoat our past, and it really helps us understand that this is part of our history, unfortunately, and the only thing we can do is make it better moving forward. So I like that that was kind of part of the plot and the storyline. In terms of cons, very quickly on, you could tell where the story was going to go and how it was going to end up, and that was fine, except that towards the end, I would say the book was divided into 3 parts. So in part 3, it dragged. We all knew what was happening. We all knew what was going to be going on. There was a couple of pages that I kind of just skimmed over because I was like, okay, like let's move along. But overall, I thought it was a good book. I would recommend it if you're into historical fiction, if that sort of the South and that sort of vibe is your thing. Milo has an egg carton that he's chewing on in there. He does this thing where he'll like pick out pieces of the recycling and just like go and like chew on them and like play with them, and they're like his little thing. Obviously once he starts ripping them up, we take them away and replace them with a toy, but like he kind of just wants to like nibble on it and like hold it in his mouth. So if you have any egg cartons that you'd like to get rid of, I'll take them. So if you can hear that crunching, that's him. The next book that I wanted to tell you about was The No-Show by Beth O'Leary. This book I would rate probably like 3.5 to 4. I didn't like this book as much as I liked The Switch. I thought The Switch was an incredible book and I really enjoyed it. I do like Beth O'Leary. I like all of her books compared to other kind of rom-com-y chick lit books. I prefer hers. Sorry, I shook the desk there. Quick summary. You have 3 different women and they're all getting stood up by the same man on Valentine's Day, and is he stringing them along? Is he dating all of them at once? Like, what's happening here? So pros, Everything that O'Leary writes is good. She does a really good job of creating a dialogue between her main characters and then her sub-characters, like their friends or sisters or whatever. And so the dialogue that she pulls between those 2 or 3 or however many does a really great job of glimpsing into that character's world and what they're feeling and their thoughts. Her writing style in general, it feels a little bit more sophisticated in terms of, like, you know, other chick lit authors. I also think that her writing is just entertaining. The way that she writes, she does a lot of like metaphors. One of the characters had a feeling, and it was like the feeling that you get when you eat too much sugar and the sweetness at the back of your throat. And it's just like such a visual thing that she does. The way that she writes, she equates it back to like experiences that we all have, and it kind of helps you identify with that character and understand very particularly what that character is feeling. This book was no exception. I also liked the characters that she wrote. She did a very diverse range of characters this time, because obviously there's 3 different women, and so they were all very, very different. So that was really cool to see her portray these different characters, and somehow you like them all. Like, you probably will have a favorite, but one of them that I think I wasn't going to like at all, I actually liked her a lot. So I think that was really well done, and it was really, really well written. The book also, it's paced pretty well, so I enjoyed the book. I got through it pretty quickly, and it was an enjoyable read. As far as cons go, the plot, or I guess the way that she set up the book, I get what she was trying to do. I love that she is trying to push, you know, break the mold a little bit, push the boundaries, and it's kind of a new idea of the way that she wrote this book, and I applaud her for that. I don't know that it worked here. The main premise of the book ends up just being fabricated, if that makes any sense. Once you read it, you'll understand what I mean. But I think we spent a little bit too much time setting up this fabrication. So it was very clear. I mean, once you kind of figure out what's going on, you're just like, okay, wow, that was ridiculous. Like, the past 2/3 of the book, like, okay. After that, once you kind of find out what's going on, it's very easy to predict the ending. And it just dragged for a little bit until that happened. She wrote it well. You like really felt for the characters, but I knew it was coming. And so I think that we could have sped up that bit. I don't think that those necessarily take away from the book. Again, it's still a good book. So overall, I liked that book. I would recommend it. I would recommend anything that Beth O'Leary writes if you're into chick lit or like rom-com-y books. Those are my thoughts on the book. So let me know if you read or have read any of those books. I'd love to hear what you say and your thoughts and opinions on them. I did actually just finish another book, which I'll deliver that review later on, probably in the vlog. So bye for now from Thursday, and continue back. Let's rewind in time back to Monday. Hello. The Stitch shirt is in full force. Stitch Ohana. It's like a poster vibe, you know? So anyway, that's the vibe of the shirt. I didn't just come on here to show you my sweatshirt shirt. Unsure, again, not sure if it's a hoodie or a crew neck. Or it is a crew neck, but is it a sweatshirt? Is it a hoodie? Anyway, that's not actually what I came on here to say. I came on here to say hello. It's been a little bit of time. I am currently trying to edit a vlog, so I'm just working through that. I don't think I'm gonna get it up tonight. It's already 6:06 p.m, which is fine. I do this for a hobby, and so I'm not consistent, and it's not like I have a tentative upload schedule, but you know, I miss here and there, and it is what it is. Like I don't, if I put pressure on myself, then I stress out about it, and that I ain't about that life, or rather I'm about that life and everything else. And so just one more thing to add to the list is really not what I'd like to do. But Alex is home. He's doing his homework. He's doing his class. I can hear his instructor talking. He is very dull and boring. He has a very like monotone voice, and so like, God bless the students for paying attention and like not falling asleep in that class. I'm sure he's a lovely human being, but very monotone. It was like hot outside, and so we did, each dog got a little walk. They each got a lap to themselves. It was their special time with mom. I'm gonna be thinking about what I'm gonna make for dinner, so I'll report back with what I decide. Okay, I ended up going with the lasagna soup. Here is the recipe. This is what it looks like. Like in the book, this book is The Dude Diet Dinner Time but here's what it looks like in real life, which is not exactly the same, but it's still delicious. So we're gonna eat this, and yeah, it's just enjoy the fruits of my labor because I worked so hard. Okay, we've had our dinner, and it's, oh my, it's dark in here. I'll just head right back out here. It's time. It's 8:46. So we are gonna make the bed and go to bed. So we're done. That's it. That's the end, the conclusion of the Monday, and I'll see you tomorrow for Tuesday. Hello, it is Tuesday. Good morning. It's currently 9:49 a.m. Wow, I was gonna say p.m. I did have coffee, believe it or not. Anyways, it's sunny today. It's warm. I took Milo for a walk about 2 hours ago, and it was warm outside. So it was like 8 o'clock and it was warm, and we were like living. So I'm excited for just it to be a nice day today. I think I have to go get gas in the car, so I'm gonna definitely go out there again and just enjoy the warmth on my skin. I'm wearing this necklace here. I don't know why my neck is red, but it's like a little pressed flower thing. The Easter Bunny brought it for me. So the Easter Bunny, I think, maybe went to Target if you're interested in, you know, scoring one for yourself. So it's gonna be a good day. I have to make some lunch. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna eat my lasagna soup from last night. It was so good. I'm gonna eat that for lunch. I'm excited for that. And I think maybe I'll like set out on the porch later today and do some work on the porch. I have a lot of meetings today. Tuesday's my meeting every day, so yeah, I'm just gonna kind of be doing that, and I'm just excited to enjoy the day. Yeah, I turned this on. There's this like massive wasp right here, but it went away. I turned it on to show you and it's gone. So instead I'll show you my herbs. This is our cilantro, basil. I forgot to water it, so it's a little dry. I planted some more in here though, so hopefully those will sprout soon. This was my mint. I don't know what the deal, I don't know what the deal is. There's Milo, he's helping. Are you helping? Yeah. I don't know what the deal is with the mint, why it like shriveled, but I don't really use mint that often anyway, so I think I'm gonna let it die and put parsley in here. And then this is my rosemary, and I planted some sage in here as well, so hopefully those will sprout soon. So that's my little herb garden in the window here, just there. Okay, it's gas time, so I'm heading out to get gas, and I think I might get lunch while I'm out. We have the lasagna soup, but I'm like, well, I'll be out, so I might just go get my Chick-fil-A bowl. And it is so nice outside. This is the first day that I've gone outside without a coat. So it is just sunny and wonderful. Back from the gas station, I did go to Chick-fil-A. Got me my little lunch, and I've got a meeting in just a few minutes, about 4 minutes. But until then, I'm just gonna hang out here. I'm outside on the patio here. It's so nice outside, and eat my lunch. I'm gonna take my meeting from out here as well, I think so. But let me show you what my Chick-fil-A order is, because I know you're on the edge of your seat. So I get the Cobb salad, and sometimes I do the honey mustard, sometimes I do the like avocado ranch or whatever, but I get that, and then if I'm extra hungry, I'll get a mac and cheese, and then of course the large Diet Coke. Can't do anything without a Diet Coke. And then this is my view. So just vibing here, definitely vibing. I am sweaty because I just came inside from a walk. Daisy and I went for a little walk, and it's hot outside. Echo, what's the temperature outside?
Right now, it's 81 degrees.
81.
Tonight.
So,
Low
low
at 48 degrees.
48 tonight, in case you were curious. It's hot outside. So, a little sweaty. Before I went for a walk, I was doing a social media scroll, and I don't normally, my arm was tired, so I've switched, but now the lighting is real messed up. I don't normally get on Facebook because it's just really a mess. Ironic, as I work in social media, but anyway. And so I was on Facebook, and like I was scrolling. The first like 10 posts, 4 of them were baby announcements. 1 of them was an engagement announcement, like within the first 10 posts. And I was like, dear God. So this is just you know, just an update for everyone that we're not having a baby anytime soon. So in case anybody was curious, because apparently everyone else is having a baby right now. So yeah, but we're not having a kid. We're not planning on having a kid anytime soon. So if you're in the club of like not planning on being pregnant right now, with you, girl, with you. But the other thing I found out, it was just like a weird Facebook scroll. So I also found out that somebody that I know, I'm not friends with her necessarily, but I know her, she passed away. And I'm not sure what happened. But that was like, it was just like, whoa. I only met her like a handful of times, but that was crazy. And then the craziest of all is there was a news article or video about there was a body found in like an apartment complex, and I don't know if it was like her apartment or what, but she lived in the apartment complex. I think it was her apartment. It was like found like in her apartment. I know her. I went to part of elementary school with her. I went to 6th grade with her is when I met her, and then I think for a while she went to my high school. I'm not exactly sure. But I can remember being in 6th grade and like I was friends with somebody who was friends with her. And I can remember like asking my friend like, why are you friends with her? And she was like, well, like, why not? Like, she's fine. And I remember at that time I was like 10 years old and I was like, I don't like her. I just did not like her. I felt like she was mean. She was like catty and mean. And like, I don't know if she just like never liked me and she was just like mean to me, or like I just, and like other people couldn't see that, or what, or like she was like nice to other people and like just mean to me, or like I don't know if I just like had like my radar on at the ripe age of 10. Like I don't know. But anyway, yeah, she's been arrested for like something like involvement or something in this crime. And I was like, dear God. And then I know somebody who was friends with her brother in high school, and I kept telling this person, I was like, you shouldn't be friends with them. Like, I don't think they're good people. Like, I don't think that's a good, like, don't be friends with them. And this person was like, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine. And I mean, granted, like, if like my brother committed a murder, I wouldn't be responsible, and like vice versa. Like, he wouldn't be responsible if I did that, but I just still feel like I would not have anything to do with those people. So Doug, you're not allowed to commit murders, so I know you're watching. No murder, no murdering. Anyway, just crazy like weird Facebook wormhole situation today. We just got back from dinner about a half an hour ago. We went to one of our favorite local places. It's like a Mexican food place, and they have really good margaritas, like giant margaritas. So I had my most favorite margarita, and it's like literally the size of my face. It was delicious. I'll put a picture in so you can see how big it was. I drank the whole thing. And I'm not actually that tipsy, so obviously there's probably like 0 alcohol in there, but it was delicious. What did you get, babe?
Lombres.
Alex had a lombres, and I had, it was like a quesadilla with meat in it. So now we're back. We're just getting ready for bed. He's taking the dogs out. I'm gonna go wash my face and do all the things. The only other thing I was gonna mention was that it was so nice. We went there because we wanted to sit on the patio, but the patio wasn't open. So we ended up sitting inside, but it was still so nice. It was like 80 degrees still when we went for dinner, and it was just so nice to like get out and have a little drinky poo. And I'm so excited for summer. Like summer, today's like the first official summery day. And I'm just like here for that. So my eyes are so red. Alex said it was the pollen. Like, I'm not sure if it's like the pollen or the dryness, but my eyes are so red. Oh my gosh, I look high. I am not, I promise. My eyes just hurt so bad. Okay, that's it. Enough rambling. Time for wrapping up and bed, and I will see you tomorrow. Hello, good morning. It's Wednesday. I'm currently in line for Starbucks. I have a mass of hair here, so that's wonderful. But I am getting my Starbucks, and then I'm heading to the doctor. So I got a cheese Danish and just a iced coffee with the caramel sweet cream on top. So I'm hot and shiny because I'm a little hot. I didn't put powder on my face this morning either because it was like, oh, I'll just do a dewy glow. But I should have known that the dewy, I don't know, it's I think too dewy. So anyway, I just got out of the doctor. Good news, I'll live. But I went in for a physical. And she was like, you can't have a physical yet because your insurance won't cover it, because the last time you had a physical was in May, and so you have to wait a full year. So like a full calendar year. So even though it's April, it's almost a full year, the insurance won't cover it if I have a physical. So I'm glad she told me that, but that's so freaking frustrating. Had my Starbies this morning, I'm feeling great. And I'm gonna go, it's 10 o'clock. So I'm gonna go home and get started on work, so. Oh yeah, I know I leave you. Milo wants you to know that he's here. He's just right down there. He's upset because I left. How dare I? You will have just seen, he does this little thing when we come back from anywhere, and it's up to him like when there's a limit as far as like what he deems is appropriate for you to be gone. So when you come back, he'll do this oh thing at you. It's just the cutest thing ever. Like he basically tells you off. He'll do it with like not just us too, like my brother and his girlfriend. He'll do it with them. He'll do it with my friend when she like comes and visits him. Listen, it is Milo's world and we just live in it. But I actually came on here to tell you that so this hair situation here, I washed my hair last night and then I did this thing, which I'm sure you will have seen. It's like everywhere, but you like put it on here, your head, and then you wrap your strands around it. So if you haven't seen this, it's like it's called like heatless curls or something, and it's just like a rope, like a terry cloth rope, wrap your hair around it while it's damp, and then you sleep with it like that, and then you're supposed to wake up with curls the next day. This is probably the best product that I've had from it, but honestly, it just doesn't really work for my hair. It's very fine, but I have a lot of it. So like, I don't know if it's just like too fine and it just like tangles too much, or if it's just like too much hair. Everyone's raving about these things, and honestly, like, I'm glad I tried it. I am just like not, it's okay. I just wanted to show you this squishy babe. Look at them. You look at them. Just don't squish them on. Don't squish them. Look at them. This is perfect. Perfect. Here's this little leg. It's sitting. Look at the way she's sitting. You're such a weirdo. Just sniffing, watching all the peoples. You coming to join? Yeah? Hey, good babies. So good. So good. It's 6:38. My lipstick is coming off really bad. Alex got home way earlier than I expected because his schedule changed slightly, so he came home an hour early, which was super fun. But we've just been hanging out. We had dinner, and he's watching a show about grown men who play tag, and I am reading my book, The Fall Girl. This is what I decided to start reading. Just enjoying the evening breeze and the end of the sunshine. And yeah, I think we're just gonna hang out here for a bit. So I think I'll go ahead and end the vlog here, and I'll see you tomorrow for whatever we're gonna be doing tomorrow.
On the agenda for today, we'll have the updates that you have anything to share with the group. We'll jump into content.
Hello, here she is. It's Thursday. It's just like dark in here. I'm not sure why when it's overcast it's like incredibly dark in here, so I had to turn my lamp on. I've taken Milo for a walk. We went for a nice walk. Both puppies went, they had their potty time, they had their breakfast. You will have seen Milo, the enrichment that Milo got this morning. He's like literally pooped out now. He's just laying on the floor next to me, just pooped. I just finished a meeting. I was in the meeting, listening to the meeting, and I was also starting to edit the vlog for Monday. I don't really have to participate in that meeting or anything. I just have to listen. So I was like, why don't I multitask? My hair is looking ragged. I think the like thing I showed you yesterday, the rope thing, I think that is a thing of the past. Like, I mean, it's kind of wavy now, but they didn't really hold the curl. It just looks wavy. It kind of just looks messy, I feel like, in my opinion. So I might go play racquetball today, depending on how I feel, which would be super fun. I haven't been in so long, and that would be super fun. But anyway, I think it may rain. It's overcast and like, not like a snowy overcast, like a rain overcast, which whenever it rains here, it's exciting because it like never rains in Colorado, so it's exciting. She's excited. Anyways, okay, let me finish editing this and then let me go wash my face and just, I think I might have another cup of coffee. I'm dragging a little. So, yeah. Welcome to Thursday, my friends. We're almost at the end of the week. I'm so excited. I am so frustrated right now because I just spent like the last hour editing this beautiful clip. It was a long clip, a hefty clip, and I've just edited it and it was all beautiful, and then for some reason it's not importing correctly. Why am I not focusing? Here we go. For some reason it's not importing correctly into Final Cut Pro. So no matter, I've literally imported it like 8 times at this point and it won't import. So every time I eject the memory card, it says that the data is missing. And so I was able to import the clip again, but it won't autofill into like the edits that I had already made in the timeline. So I have to do it all again. Let me show you. Okay, so this is the whole clip. And all those breaks are obviously where I put in transitions, and I'm gonna have to take the whole thing and redo it all again because for some reason it's not pulling in correctly. So that's a fun time. I just wanted to show you this creature.
What are you doing, big man? You sleeping?
I came in from sitting on the patio and working, and this is when I came in too. I am basically finished with work, so I'm going to go to the rec center and I'm gonna go play some racquetball. I'm so excited. I haven't been in so long and it's just a wonderful thing. So I'm gonna go and do that. And I just play by myself, put my headphones in, just like hit the ball off the wall, do it for like an hour. I don't really like do score or anything like that. I'm not good enough. So I just enjoy listening to my music and smacking a ball against a wall. I was in like such an editing hole this morning because I was trying to get some stuff edited, and then you saw that footage situation, but it kind of like frustrated me, and it was like kind of made me like just a little like sour towards the day, but the day is turning around. It's looking up. So yeah, I'm gonna go have a fun time. It is like 9 o'clock or something. My watch isn't, hello, turn on. Anyways, it's late. I had a wonderful time playing racquetball. It was just fun to just get out. I haven't been in so long because I've been so busy with work and other things. But finally I was able to go. Just like, it's just nice to get out and kind of like spend time to yourself, just smacking the ball around, you know. Then I came home and Alex was home and we chatted for a while. Then we put together a very like mishmash dinner and I read my book. He watched Top Gun, Maverick, and which I just can't get into even if I've tried. But so, and then now he's taking the dogs out and I am going to have a shower and then we're headed to bed. So thank you for watching. I'll see you tomorrow. Tomorrow is Friday, so we will see what fun shenanigans tomorrow brings. You can't really tell on camera, but it's a dreary day. It was raining this morning and then it started snowing. It looks like it's done snowing, thank God. But it's so dark inside, so I've got the fairy lights on and the grow light over there so that my plants here.
This is not the plant. Oh, this is a baby.
But that way these plants here can get some lights. Hello, it's Friday. Did you see that? It's like peek his little head over. Obviously he's right here. Daisy is there. I'm taking a little bit of a break from work. But I'm excited. It's Friday. I washed my hair and I did it. Ouch. Speaking of hair, Milo was literally sitting on it. Okay, just parted a couple of hairs, just parted company with my scalp there. He's trying to crawl over. He does this like cat-like thing and sits. Not on me. Go sit on, he sits on the edge of the couch, but of course I'm his favorite thing to sit on. I'm trying to vlog here and you're shaking the camera and you've got a tail in my face. So rude. I'm excited. It's Friday. I'm ready for the weekend. We have a couple of fun things planned. We're gonna go to a really yummy restaurant, so I'm excited for that. Also, I'm just kind of ready for the week to be over. We had not bad news per se, but we had a couple of things happen yesterday that sort of changed some things that we were tracking towards and planning towards, which is just disappointing. So we're still reeling a little bit from that, trying to figure out what that means and everything. It was just a little bit disappointing, but it'll be okay. We'll figure it out. There's no snow accumulation yet, so that's good. I have a book review for you. The Fall Girl by Marcia Clark. This is the 4th book review in this vlog, so that's why I don't normally read quite that fast, but I just have really been enjoying reading lately, so I'm just like, yeah, let's go for it. But this time I actually wrote a list because I was editing the book reviews from like the other ones in the week, and I had to cut out so much because the whole time I was just like, so, and I was like, okay, cut. So this time I have a concise list of my thoughts. So let's get started. Sorry if Milo, kicks you down or anything. I'm apologizing in advance. I would rate this book probably as like a 4.5 to 5. It was very good. I was very impressed with this book, and it exceeded all the expectations that I had. So I hadn't really heard of Marcia Clark before, but I actually really liked it. Can you stop doing that? I'm trying to give a book review. Sorry, he's literally sniffing you. So quick summary, there's a gal, she ends up in like the witness protection program, and she moves to Santa Cruz, California, and she becomes, she's working as a prosecutor, and she starts, she's like teamed up with this kind of hotshot lawyer named Erica. And they have to they're essentially solving this case that they're handed together. And there's a lot of, like tension almost between the two of them for several reasons. Just kind of their paths are essentially interfering in this case. And so they're on the same team, but they're not on the same team. A lot of the novel, they're working almost against each other, and the reasons behind it, you kind of find out why. The case is that one of this bail bondsman named Shelley was stabbed, and they're trying to figure out what happened, like why did she get killed, what's going on. All the signs are pointing to her daughter. Did her daughter do it? There's also a lot of like depth into each of these lawyers' lives. So you get a lot of background with Erica and her family and her upbringing, and then you get some background with Charlie, who was the lady in witness protection, and like what led her to that and kind of that sort of thing. I would say in terms of prose, the pacing was so good. There was so many curveballs. There was so much going on. It was a very intricate novel. I thought that it kept me engaged. It kept me wanting to finish the book, wanting to figure out what was happening. It was written really well in that way. I also think, kind of on that same vein, it really kept me guessing. I was very surprised at the conclusion on more than one front. It wasn't just like one big plot and everyone's tracking towards this one murder. There was a lot of like other little things that were happening at the same time, and there was a lot of surprise with some of those things as well. The other thing that I thought was really done well in this book was that there's a lot of like legal information about, court proceedings and what it's like to be a lawyer and different kinds of things like working in the court system and things like that. And I thought it was very well explained. I don't know a lot of that stuff. Like I don't read a lot of, this book is defined as a legal thriller. I don't read a lot of those kinds of books, so I really didn't know. I served on a jury once, but like that's all. Can you stop that? Stop. But that's all like the knowledge that I had, so it was very minimal. And can you quit moving that, please? Does somebody want a dog? He's available for adoption. That's a joke. Nobody can ever have him. So I think in all of that way, she explained it well to the point that I, as a court noob, could understand what was happening. In terms of cons, these are just rude. I'm just gonna hold you because he's like, excuse me, this is my couch. In terms of cons, these are like nitpicky cons. At times there was a little bit too much legal like jargon. It wasn't explained well, because it was definitely explained well. It was just like, okay, this is like, you're describing something that isn't essential to the storyline. Like, let's kind of move it along from here. So there were a couple of times where I was just like, what is going on now at this point? There were a couple of loose ends still at the end of the book. So like the big one was Danny, and that's all I'm gonna say. But that I feel like his storyline wasn't really resolved. That was pretty much the only cons that I could come up with. I thought it was a really entertaining book, and I would definitely be interested in reading more of her books and seeing kind of if I liked them as much. The other thing that I want to call out too is that the book itself isn't very long. Like, it's a shorter book, and so I think that also really helped with the pacing and the explaining of things because it didn't drag. I am now reading The Last to Vanish by Megan Miranda, and so I will let you know in the next vlog what I liked about that or didn't like, or how I thought about the book. So I have a lot of things to do today. It's Friday, so it's my cleaning day. So I have quite a few things to get done. We just have some stuff set out from, like, I cleaned the carpets earlier in the week, and then you have to like let the carpet cleaner like dry after you're done with it. It's like a whole thing. And there's just like a few other things that we just haven't put away. So I'm gonna do a tidy, clean the kitchen, do the vacuuming, that kind of thing. And then I think I might have to have another coffee, honestly, because it's just like so dreary that it's like a tired vibe kind of day. So I had a lot to do, and it can't be a tired vibe day. Cannot be a tired vibe day. So I am going to do what I can to try and get all those things checked off my list. You are currently sitting on some dog bowls, and still you are not high enough. So I need to like just drop my legs off. Anyway, hello. I finished work. I got into just such like a work hole. I was just working on a report, and I just get into this like deep dark abyss. And then I re-emerge, and I'm like, oh wow, it's been 4 hours. So that's fun. But it's okay, we're done with work. I got all my work done. So now I'm focusing on the cleaning part. Friday's the cleaning day, so I've got a few things done. I did the dishes, which if you can hear that behind me, that's what's happening. Also, I'm peeling a kiwi, in case you're like, why isn't you looking at the camera? I'm looking at this kiwi. So I'm running a wash cycle for a clean cycle for the washer. So I have these like packs, and you dump them in the washer, and then you press clean, and then clean your washer. So I did that. That's running. I also just cleaned the disposer. Same thing there. There's like a little pack that you put in, and then you run the disposer. I need to do the dishwasher, but it's obviously running right now, so I'll do that later. What else has happened? Just did a little bit of tidying, but I wasn't able to do everything that I wanted to do yet, so I'm gonna have a little snack and then try and get some of that stuff done before Alex comes home. He called me, he's on his way, but he's gonna stop at the store because Friday we also like to do kind of like a mock Taco Bell night. So we'll get a recipe like Gordita Crunch or something, and we'll try and make that at home. We both really like Taco Bell and Mexican food, so it's a fun way that we can, like, you know, have our Taco Bell fix. And like, you might be surprised at how delicious the things are. Like one of the ones that which we're doing a variation of it tonight, but it's like a cheese tostada. So you take like corn tortillas, you cook them in the oven for like 5 minutes or something, then you put some cheese on them, and then you like stack them, and then you cook them again, and then you put your toppings on there, like your meat and beans and whatever else you want. And oh, this mustard just pooped at me. This is my top secret / not really secret. This is the jam. You take the hard-boiled egg, you take the mustard, and together they make deliciousness. But anyways, so then you have like and then the recipe that we found was that you take the tostada, because it's like a tostada, and you put ranch powder on it. So it's like a ranch tostada with cheese, and you know, you put your other bits, whatever you want to eat on top of it, and that's what you eat. I'll put the recipe below. It's from Half Baked Harvest. We love her stuff. We've done quite a few of her recipes. So we're gonna do a variation of that tostada today, but we're gonna do chicken, and instead of like the ground beef one that we normally do. So Alex is just running to the store to pick up some things that we need with that. Also, he's gonna get me some ice cream. Yeah, I think that's pretty much the update. So I'm gonna have my little snacky poo. I need to take the dogs for a little potty and just continue to clean. He said that he would cook, so that I'm gonna just finish up cleaning, do the vacuuming. It's not cleaning, it's like tidying really, because I've gotten into this routine of like every week just do a little tidy, and then like the house doesn't get like dirty, because every week I'm vacuuming, every week I'm dusting. It's just a lot easier that way, just like doing short smaller amounts than like one big massive tidy. And then also just like trying to be more cognizant of being tidy throughout the week. Like when you set something down, don't set it down unless you're putting it away. So like just put it away. I'm gonna go do those things. I'm gonna eat my egg and I'll check back with you later. That is a perfect yolk. See? Look at my egg. Well, we've had our Taco Bell night and Alex is watching a show and I'm reading a book. So we are headed, that's our evening. So the day is over and then after that we're heading to bed. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this vlog. Yeah, I appreciate you, you know, being a viewer and, you know, being a vibe. Thanks. And I'll see you in my next one.